Hello, welcome to Whispers of the Farm School.
Do you think Yellow Train is unique from other schools? If so, how would it be?
Why do you want to be in pilot?
I just like planes. I've always been fascinated by them. I think it's cool. You get to travel the world.
With that bathroom door, I don't think there's any coming back from there.
How are we going to tell the rest of the class that we...
Me personally, I would have told them I negotiated it down from 15,000 to 250. So
No, the Holy Basket will be hosting us.
Never underestimate India and what it can give you, particularly India.
So, why do you think out of everything, believe in yourself?
I'm a teenager and we all go through emotions. It's really difficult for us to cope with it. And I think I like where I stand.
area, there was this guy asking, can you buy some of my stickers that he was selling? He was asking for money because he wanted to buy a shirt. And Raghav kindly offered...
his shirt.
No, Raghav.
Hello and welcome to the Whispers on the Farm School podcast. Today we have a few of our seniors who on Children's Day went on, I'm assuming, an exciting field trip, which we're going to learn about today. So Adarsh, could you kick us off? Could you tell us where you went and what you did that day?
So we were all asked to come to Garden Campus at 5:45 a.m. The parents knew nothing, we knew nothing. And then Sandhyaka and Ramadana met us and gave us 14 envelopes which had 14 clues in it. And that's all we received from them. No phones, no adults to supervise us, just 25 students and 14 clues. So then we opened our first clue and we had to go to a bus stop. And we went to the nearby bus stop. Yeah, so we opened the first clue and it asked us to go to the bus stop near Garden
Do you remember
Campus.
exactly what the clue said, or was it just go to the bus stop, or was there some sort of...
Okay, so when we first started, so the premise of this is that you're given one button phone to work with, and you do not have any devices on hand. You do not have any adults to supervise you. And with that, and 1,500 in cash per person, you're supposed to survive the entire day, leading wherever the clues take you, and you're supposed to come back to Garden Campus. That is the premise of this entire exercise. And so the first clue we opened said, go to Central Studio bus stop, which was literally 5 footsteps away from there. And we were supposed to hail a bus. And it was a little interesting because a lot of us haven't used public transport before. And we didn't know how to hail a bus, whether you ask for it to stop or whether it stops on its own accord. And frankly, it was a little embarrassing that we had to ask someone about it. And turns out that you had to hail out for it. And we got on the bus and we opened the next clue, which told us...
Before we move on to the next clue, so from my understanding, this isn't the first time the school has sent 12th graders on an excursion like this. It happened last year as well. In the last batch that did this, they had elected 1 or 2 students to have control over the button phone and be like sort of a leader of the group who would carry them through. Did you guys have someone of that sort, or was it just everyone was for themselves?
A few people. Zafar had control of the button phone.
Yes.
And me and Adarsh would sort of manage
Manage
team
the
logistics
team.
and whether people are together and that sort of thing.
And Paramish and Nikita were also part of the finance of the whole trip. So they collected 500 rupees from each person just to manage things for miscellaneous circumstances. And
So we didn't have to collect cash at each expense. For example, meals. I cannot go in and collect meals while we're eating, funds while we're eating to pay for it. So we collected 500 per person when we started off at Garden Campus. So we had 12,500 in cash. And that was what we used for expenses throughout the day.
yeah, so after the Central Studio bus stop and we waited for the bus to go to... We had to take the bus to...
Government Hospital bus stop
the
in
GH
Town Hall,
bus stop.
the GH bus stop. So it was a 10-minute ride. We got there and we were told to take pictures along the way to show proof that we
Yeah.
have gone everywhere. Okay. And also we were told to do 10 acts of kindness throughout the whole day. And so while we were waiting, while we got there, we opened the next clue and we were supposed to go to Kanuvai, which is near Anekatti. And so they gave us a bus number and everything and told, get on this bus and go there. So we got on the bus. It was around a 30, 40 minutes.
30-40 minute drive.
Yeah. And we got there. And that was the final stop. We got down. And so the next clue told us to
So
go
yeah,
to...
this is where we had our
Yeah.
first confusion, if I could say. So we opened the next clue on the bus itself because that's what the previous clue said. And the clue said that you had to get down at the bus stop and not take the road into the temple where we were supposed to go to a temple. So then, but then we asked the bus driver on that bus what he interpreted of this because we were slightly confused, and he thought that we had to go to the temple, but the clue said to not go straight into the road that takes you to the temple. So after we got down from that bus at the Kanuvai bus stop, the driver actually helped us to arrange 4 autos for us, where all 25 of us fit in 4 autos, right?
Yeah, we took 4 autos and...
Oh, that's a lot of people in one auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 people in each
6
auto.
or
We
so.
managed somehow. And we got there and we opened the next clue. Is when we realized that we were actually... so when we had thought... So this is like a 10-kilometer distance between the temple street and the bus stop.
Yeah.
So we had assumed that this was a challenge for us to solve and that we had to get our own transport. But turns out it had been arranged in form of a tractor ride, which we had very conveniently missed. And so the tractor driver Anna had been on a coffee break while we came into the bus stop and we arranged photos and left.
So he missed us, and
we missed
him as
each
well.
other, and we went there and he followed behind and he caught up with us, and that's when we found out about this.
But wouldn't that also pose a problem that, because the 1,500 would have also been systematically planned and you had to use some of that money for the autos.
Correct. Yeah. So
So you
we
lost
did,
money.
we
Yeah, we
negotiated
did
with
spend spend around
we negotiated.
That would
with
have been
the
a lot
auto-
of money though, right? 4 autos.
we spent around 1,200 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it actually worked out because the money we were supposed to spend for the tractor ride, we spent it on the
Yeah.
autos.
And then we
So
got
what time is it now? How long did all this dilemma
all
take?
of this happened by 7:30.
We reached the temple at 7:30, 7:45. So we were on track. We didn't lose time. And then we opened the next clue, right? And then we opened the next clue, and then is when we realized we were supposed to take the tractor ride.
Yeah.
We had a few laughs. Basically we were sad that we missed the tractor ride because that sounded so fun. And then we had our sandwiches and some oranges that Sandhyaka and Ramadana packed for us. And then we started our ascent at the temple.
So the temple was on top of a cliff, and it was like maybe a kilometer or so
Yeah.
that you had to walk.
500 steps approximately.
Yeah.
The name of the temple was
Yeah.
yeah.
So we had to climb up. Some of the stairs were actually a little steep, and then we had to climb up. We had to go up, and we took a tour of that place. We saw
Yeah,
what was happening.
The way up, we met 2 guides. I think it was Rahulana
And
and
Ragini.
Raginiaka.
Yeah.
So Rahulana was helping us, informing us about like the history of the temple, about how Anjaneya, the Hanuman god, came. When he was traveling, he rested on that mountain, and then he was like praying to the Murugan Lord, and the Murugan Lord blessed that mountain with water, and then that's why there's a stream on that mountain, and it still runs to this day. And then Raginiaka was from the forest department, where she was speaking about the birds, the ants, all the wildlife around us, and that was interesting to hear.
Yeah, she was a very insightful person. She works closely with forest affairs there, and she knew a lot about the species that are native to that place: birds, animals, insects, and etc. And she was a very insightful person to talk to. She told us a lot of things. She even took us on a small bird watching excursion within that place. And then we climbed down. So we took some time in the mountain, and it was around 9:10 when we came down. And we opened the next clue is when we realized that clue we opened after coming down, we should have opened before going up. We had misread the clues. And the clue said, you're on a tight schedule from now on. You're supposed to leave there by 9. If you don't, the rest of your trip is going to be a bit of a challenge, or you could...
You'll miss it.
Yeah, you'll miss most of it. And yeah, so we got on the tractor, which
Wait, so what was the time right now?
So the
it
time
was
was
9:10,
9:10.
and we were supposed to leave by 9.
So we like again we didn't know anything. We didn't know if we were supposed to catch a bus, we were supposed to catch a train. Where
We
we're
didn't know
supposed
what
to
we
be.
were going to miss.
Well,
so-
this might seem like a bit of a dumb question, but wouldn't it have been just better to open all 12 clues on the first bus ride just to make sure you didn't miss anything important or anything? You wouldn't have understood any of it, but
I think that would have ruined the
I think
experience.
the whole
for
point
us.
of the experience was that spontaneity and that uncertainty
Yeah.
which came with it. That you do not know what's going to happen next, and still you're sort of proving yourself to be able to survive through that and sort of be adaptable to go through an entire day of that. And yeah, I think that exercise sort of was meaningful to all of us.
Exactly, it was.
That suspense of what
so
you're
a
going to do
little
next.
bit of a spoiler.
Yeah.
Did you end up missing anything, any clues?
No, thankfully, no.
We didn't miss up
Yeah.
any clues.
Yeah.
We read the clues in order.
Yeah.
You made all the stops.
Yeah.
Well, after missing the tractor ride, we didn't
Yeah.
miss anything else.
And then we went on the tractor. And then, so the clue said, go back to the bus stop we'd initially come from. And so we were supposed to pay them, the tractor owner.
Yeah.
But then we didn't realize that.
So one of the clues said negotiate
Yeah.
with the tractor driver and then pay him some amount of money. But again, this is during the confusion we had. So we missed the tractor and we didn't pay him as well. But then I felt that I had to give him some money because like he waited for us to come down from the temple and he took us all the way to the bus stop. And he also did really nice things when we asked him to go a little bit fast when we were all on the tractor. And then he went really fast. And with the weather and with the wind, with the light drizzle, the tractor ride was amazing. So for that, I felt like I just had to give him 50 rupees. But then later on, we realized that we're all supposed to give him 50 rupees in total, with the total of 1,200. But then we called, with the button phone, we called Sandhyaka Siddharthana. And then they clarified that they'll take care of it. And then...
So the 1,200 that was supposed to go for the tractors went to the autos in that sense. And then from there, it was around 9:45 when we came to the Kanuvai bus stop. And then we got a yellow train bus was waiting for us there. And we were driven back to Racecourse. And we had to open a clue in the bus ride back. So the clue was simple. It gave us two sets of instructions. One was you will have to eat at RHR Hotel, a restaurant in Racecourse, which none of us knew where it was. Even though all of us have been to Racecourse multiple times, we didn't know where in that circle it was.
I mean, you could just walk around Racecourse. You'll end up stumble upon it eventually.
And
right?
then the second instruction was 2 of the 25 people have to go and purchase train tickets at the train station near that place. We didn't know where. They said, go to the train station, take the clues with you, and open the clue there and figure it out. So in the bus ride, so none of us have booked train tickets before, if it comes as a surprise. And we didn't know anything as to what to expect about the cost. So I had about 9,000 left from the expenses that had been made in the morning. I had been managing the cash. And we were like, will this be sufficient to book 25 tickets to wherever we are going? And so we passed the hat around and we collected a bit more. And by the end of this, we had around 15,000 in cash.
Rupees.
And we had 25 Aadhaar cards and 2 bona fide certificates stating that all of these people were students of Yellow Train School and actual citizens. And that we had all of this in my backpack. And me and Adarsh were going to purchase the train tickets while everyone else ate at RHR.
With 15,000 rupees.
With
25,000
15,000 in cash, which is not a good idea in India. And we went, so everyone else went to eat breakfast, and both of us went to purchase tickets, and which is when we realized we're going to Warrior. And so we had to purchase 25 tickets in the unreserved class. And this was the instructions that was given in the next clue. And so we asked the woman who is dealing with the tickets, who's in the ticket counter, and we're like, 25 tickets, please. And she hands us 25 tickets, and she tells us 250. So me and Adarsh look at each other, and we're like, okay, 250 per person, that makes sense. And we start pulling out the 500s, and we start counting. And that's when she clarifies, no, it's 10 rupees per person, and 250 in total. So we had bought 15,000
Have
in cash.
any of you guys even been on a train before?
We've been on a train, but we've never booked tickets by ourselves.
Another point of clarification was it said unreserved tickets.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't know it was unreserved. We were going to book unreserved tickets until me and Parmesh opened the clue right in front of the counter.
Yeah.
So we thought we brought 15,000 rupees thinking each ticket would cost around 200 to 300 because that was what the whole class thought.
Yeah. And so we just came with that assumption. We're like, okay, just for this, we didn't have the time to run back to the restaurant and collect money from everyone and go and pay again.
Don't take this disrespectfully, but this is a train ride that people take every day to get to work because people like commutable. There's 300 per day. Really seem viable.
No, but some tickets do cost 300 to 200
Yes,
rupees.
from here to Chennai.
I think
That's
that was
real
kind
trip.
of the lesson there that
We didn't know where we're going.
we didn't know where we're going either. We could be anywhere.
Fair.
Again, we didn't know anything.
Yeah,
But
so we're
15,000 for 25 people is still
We're prepared-
pushing
we're
it. It's not like
we
you're
were
taking a
equally
flight.
disappointed in
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So
We
that's all
we
right.
got 25 tickets and then
and then me and others spent 2 minutes looking at each other in shell shock, and then I fished out 250 from my wallet and gave it, and then we came back. And on the way back, we're contemplating how we're going to tell the rest of the class we made a fool of ourselves. Like, how are we going to do that?
how are we going to tell the rest of the class that we
Me personally, I would have told them I negotiated it down from 15,000 to 250. So
Should have done that.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah, so
And,
we
yeah.
came back with 10 rupee tickets, right? And then on the way, we're thinking,
What have we gotten ourselves into? Because
what
it's
kind
10
of
rupees.
what kind of
What are
seat?
we
What
gonna
kind
get?
of, what kind of seat have we bought?
Yeah.
So we go and tell everyone, and then they're finishing eating their breakfast, and then me and Parmesh also finish eating breakfast. Then around 11:20, we leave to the train station. It's like a 5-minute walk, so we go and then we cross the road to the train station. And then before entering this train station, we decide to split into around 5 groups, and so 2 boys in each group, and then there was like 3 or 4 girls with each guys, like each.
This was all part of the instructions given to us, by the way. Yeah.
So we enter the train station and then we go to the platform and we see a clean train waiting at platform number 3. And we're thinking like, is this our train? We're still very unsure because remember, we bought 10 rupee tickets and we've never been in an unreserved train. So we're thinking that this is not going to be a nice train. It's going to be fully packed, no seats available, dirty train. But then we see a nice, decent train on platform number 3.
you guys got on the right train, right?
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
So then
So we look at the train code and it says the same
Number. Okay.
Yeah. It says Shoranur MEMU. I think that was the name of the train. And that was the one that was printed on our tickets. And we're like, no way. And we even clarified with some stranger on the platform. Please look this up
We had
for
to
us.
clarify with the stranger, and he put the code of the train in his phone, and he said, "This is the train." So we got in, and it wasn't packed. It was clean, and we ended up finding.
Did you guys learn what an unreserved train is?
Yeah.
Now,
Finally, we
what
did.
it's for?
We did. It's it was a whole new experience from buying the tickets, from experiencing what an unreserved train is and how it looks like. It was.
I think it was an experience we all needed before turning
Unreserved trains in India are trains. It's meant for like emergency rides. So it's always kept clean and unreserved because if somebody needs to make a trip because some emergency that rises somewhere, then they can buy a ticket immediately without all the hassle of going through IRTC, all that app and all that, and doing all that effort. That's why it's so cheap, and that's why it's so.
It was very easy, actually.
Yeah.
Like when me and Parmesh went, we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't have to get through anything complex. They didn't even ask for identification, nothing. All the Aadhaar cards, nothing. They just said pay up, 250, and you're good to go. Which was very surprising to see how simple it was and how efficient the system was, really. When we expected a lot lesser, I think we were not disappointed in that regard. And then the train ride was fairly uneventful.
For me, it was eventful because the weather was amazing.
Yeah,
Like just
true.
spending time with friends and talking while like standing near the train door.
Yeah, we'd go near the train doors and we sat there. There was a good breeze. There
Feel
was a
it.
mild drizzle. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, so then it was around a 40-minute train ride, and we reached Walayar. We got off at the station, but it's
So
not.
what clue are we at now? How many clues have you opened?
By this point, we'd reached clue number 6 or 7. Clue number 8 was a train station, was it?
Yeah, so
I
this
think
is
8 or
so
9.
this is like 9 or
Yeah.
10. So we reached the Walia train station, but it's not really a train station. It's more like a platform.
It's just a junction, really, and it's just one concrete platform you get on, and there is no like way to get into the main road either. You have to walk across the train tracks, go through a small like patch of forest kind of
Wait,
thing.
we can't forget.
Oh yeah, by the way, so we got off. So at every point we do head counts because there's 25 of us. It's easy to lose a person. So we did a head count. There's 25 of us. We're like, great, no one has been killed or lost yet. And then we look again, and one person is missing. Who's missing? Ashwin. And we look around, and we see through the window, and he's inside the train, but he got out. So it turns out he'd gotten back in, thinking that this was the last stop. And he was doing like
he went for his routine check under the
routine
seats.
check and see whether we've left anything. All in noble intentions, nothing against that. But then it was a very poor misinterpretation of what was happening.
And then the next second he
Yeah.
tells us he feels the train starts to move. And then all of us are screaming through the window, Ashwin, get out, run, get out. The train is moving. And the train is not moving slow. Like you would imagine a train starts
usually
slow.
trains pick up speed slowly, but then this one just shot
This
off.
one went really fast.
Yeah.
And then it happened so quick we didn't even realize. In the next 3 seconds we see Ashwin jumping out of a moving train.
As Sandhyaka would later describe, it was a very Shah Rukh Khan-like moment. Yeah, and he actually landed on his feet. Nothing happened to him. He was
Safe. He's
safe and
here.
sound. Yeah,
And yeah, that was one
a very
situation.
eventful part of the journey. And then we got off. We had to walk across the train tracks, and we got into this forest, and we had to navigate and back into the main road. And here we open the next clue, which tells us that we have to go to a restaurant to eat. The restaurant's called Ethan's Apple. A lot of us had the idea that it sounded like Adam's apple. And then so we were waiting for them. So there's Mr. Lijo who is going to be picking us up. And so the clue said that he will come and sort of tell us how to get an auto there. But then he was actually a very nice person. He brought the autos himself, he like hired autos, and he actually took us there. Very nice of him to do that. And while this was happening, a couple of people in our class bought lottery tickets because that's legal in Kerala. We didn't win, but nonetheless.
Unlucky. Always like that.
There's always that excitement of
Yeah,
buying
there's
the
always the
tickets.
excitement of, oh, what if we win? And then so we got in the autos and we went to Ethan's Apple. And
And the restaunt was nice.
It was a really lovely restaurant. And we
Sunday,
ate.
Yeah, we ate. We had non-veg. We had veg. And then after eating, there was a bunch of dogs. They had a lot of animals. So we ended up spending way more time than we were supposed to spend again. So we played all around with the animals there, and we were just enjoying ourselves because they had music going on. Some of us were dancing, and then we end up opening the next clue, and it says you have to be at the bus stop at 3:00, and the time is 3:45 again. So and then so we asked Lijoana if he'll be able to drop us at the bus stop again because it was like a 2-kilometer distance from the restaurant to the bus stop, and then he ends up again offering to drop us. Well, we did have to negotiate with some of the auto drivers like the price, but then we all ended up getting dropped at the bus stop. We had to catch the bus to Coimbatore, so
By this time, we've finished all the 12,500 I'd collected from people. So now we only had individual cash. Like, we didn't do another round of collecting. So after this, any expenses that happened, we just like, I generally paid the bills, wherever it was, like transport or food, whatever it was. And it's like, whoever's next to me, I just like take cash and pay it. That's what we did, and it worked fine. And we got on this bus. It was a Kerala government bus, and it went to Ukkadam, which is where we're supposed to go. And a lot of these people are under the influence of alcohol on the bus, the passengers. And so we were given instructions that, make sure the girls are safe. And so, as sexist as that might sound to some of us, but nonetheless, it is what we were told. And so we made sure there were buffer boys between drunk people and girls wherever we sat, because all the seats were partially occupied.
Yeah.
And that was a really nice moment to see how we all, even people who've never talked to each other in class before, they started standing up for each other and they make sure that, they were safe. And it was really
Heartwarming.
and it was a heartwarming moment to see how empathetic people were with each other, even if they didn't know each other, which was very lovely to see. And then there was this one a man, he was maybe around 40, 50.
Exactly, yeah.
He was clearly under the influence of alcohol. He was wasted, as you might say.
He was
And
flat, lying down.
He was lying down on the three-seater in a very compromising position. And he was drunk. He passed out. And after a while, like one of us is sitting next to him. And he wakes up after a point. And he very coherently starts giving out life advice. This was a very unforeseen moment in this entire journey. Getting life advice from a drunk man, but nonetheless.
He starts preaching about discipline.
Yeah. He started telling us about how
Was it good advice?
I mean, it was good advice. He was like, you should be tolerant of underprivileged people. You should be nice to everyone.
He said in his next birth, he'd want to be our teacher to teach us
Yeah.
discipline.
Yeah, he told us that.
And then,
That's nice.
And then he passes out again. So, yeah, that was a very interesting moment. Sort of see what even the most random and what you would think uninteresting
Unsuspecting
people.
person.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
most
Could-
unsuspecting person could mean something. And yeah, so after that, the bus ride was relatively uneventful. And we got to Ukkadam. So we got off at the bus stop. It's a very chaotic place. If you've been to the Ukkadam bus stop, you'd know. And this is a Friday evening, peak rush hour. So there's buses everywhere, there's people everywhere. So we had all color coordinated and picked to wear yellow shirts to make sure that you can see that shirt from a mile away. So in the bus stop, we could see where yellow train people are. Like, okay, students are here, like people are here, people are there. So we could sort of keep an eye on everyone. That was a very so that's probably why we didn't lose anyone throughout all of this. And then the next clue told us we had to go to Racecourse.
yes.
Yeah. And we had to get a bus to Racecourse. Now, there's no direct bus from Ukkadam to Racecourse. So the only solution we found was take a bus that goes to Gandhipuram.
Gandhipuram. And on the way, get down at
Yeah.
the KG bus stop. And then from there, Racecourse is close by. So
It's
we
just
just
a walk and you go into the Racecourse loop. So, yeah, and then we had to so some of the boys, me, Adarsh, a couple others, Zafar, a couple others went and we tried finding buses. And in the process of this, I almost got hit by a bus. I still have the bruise here. Yeah.
really.
Yeah. And thank you to Kadir for saving my life there. He pulled me back in time. Otherwise, yeah.
But the bus stopped, right?
No, you see, it was a very chaotic place. So the buses were kept coming in, and there were people everywhere. I don't think they saw who was where, and the bus just came straight at me and just hit me on the shoulder. And luckily, nothing else happened, and Kadir pulled me back just in time.
Yeah, so
yeah,
Lifesaver.
lifesaver. I'm sitting here and talking because of him. And yeah, so we got on the bus and we pay out and we go to KG bus stop. We convince them to stop there because it's usually not a stop there for them. They usually go to Gandhipuram directly, and we convince them because there's 25 of us, please stop there and let us down. They agreed. So the conductor called us in and we get down at KG Theatre. And then we have to walk to Racecourse and we reach the loop. And that's where we open the next clue, which tells us to go to Richie
Richie
Rich.
Rich.
Yeah.
it said, congratulations, you're done.
Yeah.
Feast yourselves at Richie Rich. So we're walking to the streets of
How much money
Racecourse.
is left now?
We all have about 500
500
rupees on
each.
average. So we're
It was enough.
good, yeah.
So we're walking to the streets of Racecourse, the beautiful sidewalks, and then on the way we go to Richie Rich, and it's fully packed on Friday evening rush hour. So we ended up making our own decision, saying we'll go to Stixie because that was the other option for us. Yeah.
There's
So
an ice cream parlor that was close by. So
Yeah.
why not? Let's just do this.
so when we go to Stixie, we all get ice cream, popsicles. Some of us get some of us get other food items
There's
nearby.
gelato, there's all sorts of confectionery that we're getting from nearby places and everything. One of us even kicked open a restroom door when a person was inside. One of us had to really go, and Lakshna got a little impatient about it. She knocked and no one responded. And there was one bathroom, and so she kicked the door open when the person was in there. That was a little eventful.
Well, this is a little. I don't know if it's okay for a camera setting, but
Yeah, maybe edit
Was
this
it-
out. But
Was
yeah,
it 1 or 2?
I don't know. I didn't ask for details. But yeah, since we're having this conversation, I told you. But please feel free to edit it out.
Yeah, and then right outside the entrance to that Stixie area, there was this guy asking one of us, Raghav, namely, he was asking, "Can you buy some of my stickers that he was selling?" Because he was asking for money because he wanted to buy a shirt, and Raghav kindly offered.
His shirt?
No, Raghav bought some of the guy's stickers for 300 rupees for 3 stickers. Well, it's a questionable price, but that's his act of kindness. And
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about those. Was
Yeah.
this the 10th act, or did you guys just forget about
At one point,
kindness?
we went into the negative scale actually with acts of kindness. I don't know what we did.
I mean, with that bathroom door, I don't think there's any coming back from there.
I mean, there were some instances we forgot to
Yeah.
say, like small things where during in the train, some of like the people who they sell like
Food.
food,
Toys, little
yeah,
bit.
toys. So we bought stuff from them, and then there was this grandmom who was struggling to cross one of the compartments. So then I offered to help her out because she
Seems
asked.
like you were really kind, because you even gave the tractor ride man some money.
Yeah, he put a lot of effort into us. He was very kind, so I had to. But later on, we realized we were supposed to give so much more, so that was there. And then we also Sandhyaka packed oranges for us. So on the way, we couldn't finish all the oranges ourselves, so we gave some oranges to people on the
Right.
streets.
There were some homeless people in Racecourse, and we gave it to them. And yeah, we gave some loose change there and there to people
Yeah.
who asked.
Another one is like at the temple. There was, how there's people who help clean the temple, maintain the temple. We offered them some money because their efforts are volunteer, and they don't really get paid that much. If so, they get paid nothing. So whatever. So we felt to give him some money, and then back to Racecourse.
And we
right?
got back to Racecourse after all of this. And yeah, so there was a yellow train bus that was stationed somewhere along the Racecourse loop. Some of us had to go find the bus, bring it to wherever we were, and then we had to board. That was part of the clue. And this was the final clue. So I think Zafar and Adi went.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went and got the bus to Stixie. And then we got on. We reached Garden Campus.
There,
Yeah.
Sandhyaka and Ramadana
Sandhya and
received us.
Ramatana were waiting for us. And yeah, some of our parents came too.
By this time, we were drained. Like I
Yeah.
would say, after all
Long
the
day.
walking,
Yeah.
it was a long day. Waking up at some people woke up at 3:30, 4 a.m. just to reach that garden campus at 5:45. So we were drained. But then after Sandhyaka and Ramadana received us, and all of us sat in a circle in the garden campus, felt like everyone came alive again. Voices shouting all over about their own stories. As Sandhyaka said, she said she's never seen the class this alive. And
Usually our class is a very deadpan group because some of us don't know each other. So there is this sort of inhibition where when we are in a group, like as a collective of 25, there is not much voices to be heard.
But there is the thing where when 25 people, it's almost like you were stranded on an island
Yeah.
Exactly.
with just one
When it
small
comes to
Exactly.
survival,
hint
I
of-
think
It is-
Exactly.
just
it is
turns
like
into
that.
family. Like
just human
these are people
instinct.
you've grown with.
like in our class there's
Yeah.
always groups and they always
Yeah.
have their own stories, right? But
Yeah.
this day all of the whole class
The close-
shared their own, like
Shared one story.
shared one
really.
story, and then
So that was another very heartwarming moment to see.
yeah, so parents came, Sandhyaka and Ramadana were there, and we were just saying the whole story to them. They were asking questions, they were laughing. All of us were laughing. And then Sandhyaka offered us cake so kindly of her, but
She
and
made
it-
some
lemon
vanilla
cake.
and lemon cake. It was really good. Yeah, and I think that
And then
was
we
it.
all went
we
home
all
after that.
Yeah, it was a lovely day.
You guys learned a lot, about train tickets,
Yeah.
drunk men, life advice, checking for your stuff on a train when it's the last stop or the first stop,
exactly.
making sure you know if the train's going to move or not. It's a lot of fun stuff, but what was like the more important things that you learned? The more like the life lessons, if you may, the things that you'll carry with you when you leave school, when you graduate.
I think one thing that really stuck with me was that, like we discussed before, our class is very separated in terms of this people and their own cliques and groups, if I can call it that. And so it's very rare occurrence that the class comes together. And when put in a situation like this, when you're forced in some sense, that you have to stand up for each other, people almost came across like people who've never talked to each other started behaving with each other like they were family.
Everyone took up that responsibility so
everyone
well.
took up the responsibility and everyone took care of each other, really. It wasn't like one person dealing with everyone. Rather,
Must have been a really nice feeling because
Yeah.
after spending so many years together and
Yeah.
always seeing people
Yeah,
with
exactly.
discord
I think it's sort of a
separation.
self-brought realization
Yeah.
that even though maybe I've not talked to this person, I still care about them because I've grown up with them.
And it's nice to see that
Yeah.
when it comes to it,
Yeah.
you can show that unity and rise
Yeah.
to the occasion.
Yeah.
You can trust these people.
So this Children's Day was really a testament for our class,
yeah.
for all of the questions people had. If like our class can really come together,
I think that was something we
That's like
put a
a-
resolute yes to.
other than that, life lessons. Anything else?
Never underestimate India and what it can give you, particularly India. I think the train tickets told me a lot about
Yeah,
it.
the train tickets was a big eye
It
opener.
really shows you just how much you think you know about a country and then how it'll just slap
Exactly.
you across the
how much
face. and tell you.
stereotypes we know
Yeah.
and how they were broken apart,
Yeah.
taken apart brick by brick, more like.
The number of people who helped us as well.
Yeah.
There's that was pretty shocking as well. There's everywhere there's people to help us.
We thought we'd be harmed in some way throughout the process, but then it was actually quite the opposite. There were people willing to help us along the way.
Every bus conductor
Yeah, every bus conductor
helped us get seats when the bus
every
was
person
fully
on the
packed.
street, really. Yeah.
I mean, this country was built on the foundation of freedom and unity.
Yeah.
So
That's sort of sure.
it's nice that, at least for a small group of people, that stereotype of everybody minds their own business and
was broken.
it's dangerous and all
That
that.
was
It's nice
definitely
that for at least you guys, that stereotype's been broken now. But it's on camera. I mean, so far we've heard about. I mean, so far we've heard about so many enjoyable, momentous occasions of you guys rising up with unity and all that. But was there anything that you did that may have strayed off the beaten path, like some questionable things and actions that maybe you wouldn't be so proud of?
No, there isn't. I mean,
I think we stuck to the law.
yeah,
I
we
think, yeah, we didn't
didn't break
criminally
any
offend
laws.
anyone or anything.
It's always a good thing to stay on the right side of the law.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry. Whatever you say will stay in between the four of us. It's not going to be
And
anywhere.
the 3 cameras that are sitting in front of us. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If that's all, then it's nice. It was a great occasion for you guys. And even after you graduate, it's something that you can remember the school by, You'll always go to college and you'll always be like, there was that one time where one of my friends jumped out of a
Yeah.
train like it was in a
Exactly.
Rajni movie. It was super peak.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're doing this every year for the 12th graders. I've learned a lot. So when I'm in 12th grade and if they do this excursion for us, I know exactly what to expect from a train ride and
And exactly how much to pay.
exactly how much to pay. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. I feel like Sandhyaka will always give you guys something, and you guys will always learn something new, even though you're learning about all of our stories.
That's true. Just never know what to expect.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's been nice. It was a great experience and hope to see you again on this show.